Guitar Scale Shape Atlas. Now the first page shows the fretboard notes on the guitar fretboard. We talked about note names before, they never change. This position is C and it will always be C. This position is F and it will always be F. We now have 7 shapes to help you memorize these fretboard notes vertically. Let's take a look. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The second fret position. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Pay attention to my fingering. The third fret position, starting from the third fret with G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Next, starting from A at the 5th fret. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Starting from the 7th fret B. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Starting from C at the 8th fret. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Finally, starting from the 10th fret. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Going up further, the 12th fret is the same as the open fret, 0 fret, which is E. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It goes back to being the same as the open fret. The same logic applies when moving forward. F, G, A. Move forward following the same logic. On the mode card, the last item is a fretboard note. When practicing fretboard notes, you can also practice one string at a time, starting with the 6th string. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. 5th string. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. 4th string. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D. You can pay attention to my fingering. 3rd string. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G. 2nd string. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B. 1st string is the same as the 6th string. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. You can practice fretboard notes in these two ways. One is using the 7 shapes, and the other is practicing horizontally on the same string. Practice more. After a few times, it is actually quite easy to remember the fretboard notes. Alright, let's look at the small octave circle below. In fact, as we've been saying, an octave consists of 12 notes. All the fretboard notes in the key of C major are natural notes. There are no altered notes. So its constituent notes are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, which is the structure of a major scale. On the right there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can think of an octave as a circle to understand the interval relationships of the major scale. Now the second page shows the natural major scale shapes. What's the difference between these and the fretboard note diagrams? Let's take a look. In fact, its composition is the same as the fretboard notes of the major scale, but now we've extracted it separately to form a shape. Our shapes can be moved back and forth on the fretboard. Moving them to different positions changes the key. So when looking at these shapes, you must pay attention to the position of 1. That's the tonic position. Because when determining the key, we need to place 1 on a specific note, then confirm the key based on that. Let's take the first shape and play it starting at the 2nd fret. Now, where is our 1 placed? It's placed at the 5th fret of the 5th string. That means the key I'm playing now is D major. Now, looking back at the earlier fretboard note diagram, we played it starting from the open fret. In other words, we placed the first section with notes 3, 6, 2, 5, 7, 3 at the open fret. So it completely overlaps with C major. Isn't the position of 1 now C? That means I'm playing in C major now. Placing it at the 12th fret works the same way, because the 15th fret of the 5th string is C. Now let's look at the second shape, which starts with the 4th note. Just like the second shape in the fretboard note diagram, its tonic position is where the middle finger is placed on the 5th string. If we move this scale back by 2 frets to this position, which is D, that makes it D major. If we place it here, what note is this? This note is E. So playing here makes it E major. Remember, these shapes can be moved left and right on the fretboard. Different positions mean different keys. The key is to focus on the tonic position. Okay, place the next shape at the 3rd fret. The tonic is now as C, so it overlaps with the fretboard notes. If we move back 1 fret to the 2nd fret, this position is B, so it becomes B major. Now the next scale shape starts from the note A, so we'll call it the A minor position or simply the 5th position shape. The first scale shape starts on the note E, which we call the 1st position. The next one begins on F, that's the 2nd position. Then we move to G for the 3rd position. And now we're looking at the shape that starts on A, the A minor position or 4th shape. This depends on the root note on the 6th string. Place this root note on A. And playing here will be in A major. The next shape starts on the note B. That's the B position, place it anywhere. If this position is A, then we're playing in a major now. If we want to go back to C major, we need to place the tonic position on C at the 8th fret. At this position, it's the same as the 5th scale in the C major fretboard notes. It's the C major scale. The next shape starts on the note C, that's the C shape. If we started on G, we're playing the C shape in the key of G. And if we started on the 6th string at E, then it becomes the C shape in the key of E. To play C major, it's the 8th fret starting from the 8th fret as well. Okay, the last shape, its tonic is on the 4th string, so we can focus on the 4th string. Or if we're playing here, we can also look to frets forward on the 6th string. If I'm playing here, I can check the note on the 4th string. If you can't remember the fretboard note on the 4th string, you can also move to frets forward, meaning we're playing in G major now, starting from the 2nd degree of G major. Alright, this position is also G. If we play here, it's a major. Shape scales can be moved anywhere on the fretboard. The position of 1 is the tonic of the major scale. In the bottom right corner, we've simply listed 7 major keys: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and their scale compositions. We can also move these 7 shapes uniformly on the fretboard to form the scales of each key across the entire fretboard. For example, when we play in the key of D, we start with the E shape, then the F shape, the G shape. Then from the 6th string D we move into the A shape, followed by the B shape, the C shape, then the D shape, and finally back to the E shape again. These are the 7 positions that make up the natural major scale across the neck. The third page is still about the natural major scale, but what's the difference between these shapes and the 7 shapes on the previous page? This time, there are 3 notes per string, different from the previous shapes. The earlier shapes had 17 notes each, while these shapes have 18 notes each. We can look at the fingering cycle chart below. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a cyclic relationship between their fingerings. For example, if we treat this position on the 6th string as 5, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then this must be 7, 1, 2. When we get to the 2nd string, due to the guitar's tuning, we need to move the 2nd and 1st strings up by 1 fret uniformly, making it 3, 4, 5. Then the next string is 6, 7, 1. There are a total of 7 rows in this fingering cycle chart. For these 7 rows, you can play any note or any row on the 6th string, and you can figure out this scale. For example, if we take this as the row of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move 1 fret, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what I'm playing is the key of G. If I play 7, 1 to hey 7, 1, 2, and I treat this as 1, then it's now the key of a flat. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it cycles back to 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. Then when we get to the 2nd string, we need to add 1 fret. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. So these 7 rows of scales have a cyclic relationship. You can treat the 6th string as any row and then cycle upward. Then when you reach the top, cycle back down and use the fingering below. Now let's take another example. Treat the 6th string as 6, 7, 1, 6, 7, 1. Where is this 1? This note is B flat, so what we're playing now is the key of B flat. 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. After playing 2, 3, 4, we need to cycle back to 5, 6, 7 below. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. Add 1 fret on the second and first strings for 5, 6. Then move to the first string 7, 1, 2. This is how to read the fingering cycle chart. Then, combining with the fingering cycle chart, we can look at the scales above. The first one is the E shape. The second one is the F shape. Everyone pay attention to the fingering. If it's the type where there's 1 fret between 2 whole tones, you need to press with fingers 1, 2, and 4. Then for the note pattern of 1 half tone plus 1 whole tone, you also press with fingers 1, 2, and 4. Unless it's a note pattern like 2, 3, for which is 1 whole tone plus 1 half tone, then you press with fingers 1, 3, and 4. Okay, the third one is 5, 6, 7. The fourth one. The fifth one is the B shape. The sixth one is the C shape. The seventh one is the D shape. Then if you play further up, you'll return to the E shape. Every position and every spot I'm playing now is in the key of C. Just like the 7 previous shapes, the 3 note per first string shape is also a very commonly used shape. For example, the F shape, G shape, and C shape, these 3 shapes are actually very similar to the previous ones, with just 1 extra note added on the first string. Shapes like the E shape, A shape, and D shape have relatively big changes. The B shape also has quite a big change. Everyone can compare the fingerings of these 2 types of fretboard shapes. For the natural minor scale shapes, let's play a minor. For A minor, the first root note is on the 5th string, so we use the open root note on the 5th string. Oh, is this shape exactly the same as that of C major? Well, because they are relative major and minor keys, their constituent notes are exactly the same, and the fingerings are also exactly the same, only their tonics are different. It's also acceptable if you understand it as starting from the 6th degree. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's better to remember the relationship between each note and the tonic. If you want to advance to a higher level, you must understand these scale relationships. 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7. Then we know that this note and this note are the tonics, and the flat 3 notes are here and here. The next shape has its tonic at the pinky position on the 6th string. In fact, it's the same as the F shape of the natural major scale. Same practice method and same playing method. We just need to mainly remember the position of its tonic. The next shape is the same as the G shape of the natural major scale. And its tonic is at the middle finger position on the 6th string. The next one. The same as the A shape of the natural major scale. The next one is actually a DM shape, with its tonic on the 4th string. It's the D shape of the natural major scale, including flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7 notes. If you use the traditional understanding method treating it as 6 and calculating the scale upward and downward, the resulting scale shape is still this one. It's just that the way of understanding this scale is different. The tonic of the next shape is at the pinky position on the 5th string. And this position corresponds to A minor. The last shape has its tonic here. This is the minor scale shape. By looking at this circle chart for minor scales, we can see how the scale is divided within one octave. You see, it's one whole tone plus one half tone plus one whole tone. Flat 3 to 4 is a whole tone, 4 to 5 is a whole tone, 5 to flat 6 is a half tone, flat 6 to flat 7 is a whole tone, and flat 7 to 1 is a whole tone. So its interval structure is whole, half, whole, half, whole. For the major scale shapes, let's first play the key of C and place 1 on C. The 2nd fret position. The 3rd fret position. The 4th fret position. The 5th fret position. Then back to the 1st fret position. Now if we play another key, for example, the key of D, place the position of 1 on D. The first shape, key of D. Place 1 on D for the 2nd fret position too. The 3rd shape, D at the 10th fret of the 6th string. The 4th shape still uses D at the 10th fret of the 6th string. Then push D at the 10th fret of the 6th string back to frets and start from the 2nd degree. Or play D at the 12th fret of the 4th string. So just now, we moved all 5 shapes back to frets and it became the key of D. The same logic applies to the minor pentatonic scale. Let's play A minor. This is A. This is A. The next shape is on the 6th string with its tonic on the 6th string. The next one. Index finger on the 6th string. Moving to the next shape. Index finger on the 4th string. The minor pentatonic scale, the last one is on the 5th string. Moving further up, we return to the first shape. What if we want to play the key of C with this shape? To play the key of C, this note is C. We can use the 5th shape for the lowest fret position. 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3, 4, 5. Then this is the C minor pentatonic scale. Then back to the first shape. Then C. This is C. C shape 3. This is C shape 4. Then shape 5. The major blues scale is basically the major pentatonic scale with an added flat 3 note. Let's play the key of C major. The next fret position. The next fret position. And finally back to shape 1. Next is the minor blues scale. Let's still play A minor. Which has exactly the same notes as the C major scale. Moving up an octave, we return to the first shape. The major blues scale we just played was in C major, and the minor blues scale is in A minor. They are also relative major and minor keys, and these shapes are the same too. You can change the key by moving left or right. Page 9 of the scale chart is about the caged system. These are 5 shapes. The C chord shape, then the A chord shape, G chord shape, E chord shape, and D chord shape. When we use the open versions of these 5 shapes, we treat the first fret as the open string, so what we play is C, then A, G, E, and D. When playing their barred versions, move them upward. Move the C shape upward. Pay attention to the root note position. The chord is determined by which note the root is placed on. Place it on D and it becomes a D chord. Place it on F and it becomes an F chord. Place it on E and it becomes an E chord. What about the A shape? If you move it upward, it becomes like this. We need to press down this chord. Now the root note is here. So the chord we're pressing now is a B chord. Moving further back, this is a C chord. Moving further back again, this is a D chord. The G shape works the same way. It can play G, A, B, C. Its root note is at the pinky position on the 6th string. Then move the E shape upward. F on the 6th string with the index finger. G, A. The root note of the D shape is on the 4th string. Right now it's the open string. If we move it upward to the 2nd fret as a whole, it becomes an E chord, then an F chord, G chord. These are the 5 shapes of the caged system. Finally, here are the common scales. Natural major scale, natural minor scale. Everyone is already familiar with these. Harmonic major scale, melodic major scale. These are scales derived from the major scale by adding a flat 6 note and flat 6, flat 7 notes. They are modified scales. As for the harmonic minor scale and melodic minor scale, They are derived from the minor scale by naturalizing the 6th degree and naturalizing the 7th degree. They are scales obtained by making modifications to these 2 degrees. Naturalizing the 7th degree results in the harmonic minor scale. It becomes 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, 7. That's the harmonic minor scale. If we also naturalize the 6th degree, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's the melodic minor scale. The 7 modes below: Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian. These 7 scales are collectively called medieval modes or modal scales. Among them, the first one, the Ionian mode, is the same as the natural major scale. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with the interval structure of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. The 6th one, the Aeolian mode, is the same as the natural minor scale. It's 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7. As we mentioned before, the natural minor scale is actually the scale starting from the 6th degree of the natural major scale, right? Treat that degree as 6 and calculate the scale following the pattern of whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. So when we look at the D natural minor scale, its constituent notes are actually the same as those of the F natural major scale. Therefore, we can first recall the constituent notes of the natural major scale, then figure out the minor scale based on that. For example, the G minor scale. We can first think of the B-flat major scale. What is the B-flat major scale? It's B-flat, C, D, E-flat, F, G, A, B-flat. It has 2 flat signs, B-flat and E-flat. The G minor scale is the same. G, A, B-flat, C, D, E-flat, F up to G. So we can directly recall its relative major scale. The 7 medieval modes are actually a single system. So, the Dorian mode is the scale starting from the 2nd degree of the natural major scale. The Phrygian mode is the scale starting from the 3rd degree of the natural major scale. The Lydian mode is the scale starting from the 4th degree of the natural major scale. The Mixolydian mode is the scale starting from the 5th degree of the natural major scale. The Aeolian mode, which is the natural minor scale, starts from the 6th degree of the natural major scale. The Locrian mode is the scale starting from the 7th degree of the natural major scale. Therefore, when we need the notes of these modes, we can find their relative major scales. For example, if we want to find the Dorian scale, it itself starts from the 2nd degree of a natural major scale. So we need to find its 1st degree note. If the note E is the 2nd degree, then the 1st degree note is D. That means it's the scale starting from the 2nd degree of the D natural major scale. What is the scale of D major? It has 2 sharp signs, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. Then the notes of the Dorian mode are E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So when playing in practice, we can apply this relationship to use its relative major scale. There's no need to memorize every scale or every shape. No need to memorize how to modify the natural major scale shape to get flat 3, flat 7, or flat 6 notes. No need to figure it out this way. Everyone needs to understand this logic. If you don't understand, you can look at the table below. It marks the whole tone and half tone relationships. That is, the Ionian mode has a structure of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Just like the natural major scale, the Dorian mode has a structure of whole, half, whole, 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 half, whole. The Phrygian mode has a structure of half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole. That's their composition. A scale is essentially a way to divide the 12 notes of an octave into different segments. Dividing it into different segments creates different sounds. That's what a scale is. These concepts about medieval modes might be a bit confusing. Everyone can take their time to understand this concept while playing. After thinking about it more, you'll naturally understand.